Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Manchester United emergency meeting. In tonight's show, we are going to talk about Ineos. Very happy with the ball ruled still, and we're doing player ratings for yesterday's horseshit game against Tottenham Hotspur because we were shit. Let's get the narrative right here. Let's absolutely hang it right here, people. But big up to every single one of you live and locked in this evening. Much appreciated. And thank you for joining me on my last stream as well. I just went live on my Mr. Joshy J football channel. I did a live watch along of AFC Bournemouth versus Southampton. With Bournemouth winning tonight, it now means Manchester United are 13th in the Premier League table. 13th place. What the actual fuck, man? That's nowhere near sustainable. I am absolutely seething about that. Honestly, 13th. What the fuck? Oh, dear me. But big ups to every single one of you. The ball's rules must go. Thanks, Gaz Elliott. I agree with you. Bournemouth win and Manchester United now 13th. And ball's ruled. Still, I think he will be gone next week. Well, let's hope, but not according to Ineos, he won't be. Keep landing it. Everyone get -1. They were very poor. Apart from one or two are going to get higher ratings, and the rest of them are going to be getting it, honestly. Terd, a new asshole, because I'm absolutely fuming, honestly. And these players are an absolute disgrace. An absolute disgrace, honestly. What are we doing here, people? Yeah? You go out and put that performance, showed no fight whatsoever, literally conceded in the first 3 minutes of the game. Fuck off, man. Seriously. Nah, I've had enough of it now, man. Sick and tired of it. I really am. I just want to see Manchester United play some good football. And at the moment, we're not playing good football, are we? The football we are playing is rather shite, in my opinion. Absolutely horseshit at the highest level. Dear me, Manchester United. It's like, and Ineos are really happy to keep this manager on. Why? Why are you happy to keep him on, yeah? What the fuck has he done to deserve Ineos support? I mean, we're 13th place and a -3 goal difference. You know, that is just not Manchester United. This just isn't Manchester United. Let's get the narrative right here, people. Yeah, Ineos want to keep this manager on. I don't understand it. I really don't. It's like, what direction do we want to take? What path do we want to take? Yeah? Let's get the narrative right here. I mean, dear me, man. Honestly, I just don't understand the common logic in keeping a manager on who is out his depth, has clearly lost the dressing room. It's like we're on the road to nowhere, aren't we? It's as simple as that. And it will get a real peak for us. To be honest, the situation is already crap, but it will get worse before it gets better. Look, I'm not saying sacking the ball's ruled, you're going to get an immediate response, because no, we won't. We're a long way off. A long, long way off. Big up Mr. Joshy J in the chat. 100%. Big up to you, the football fun chef. You are the GOAT saves football. So, yeah. But, you know, I'm going to just link my football channel, my F1 channel in the description to this video. Smash the likes as well, as that also helps our YouTube channel out an awful lot. And make sure you are hitting the subscribe button. The support has been absolutely insane recently. Absolutely insane, and I'm loving it. But if anyone is still backing this manager, why? Why are you still backing this manager for? I don't understand it. Because this manager has been finished for a long time now. But yet, you're still backing him. Why? Let me know down below in the live chat. Because to me, this manager is out of his depth. He doesn't have a clue how to manage this football club. Literally, real talk, yeah? And the amount of excuses he makes as well, saying, oh, the injuries, this and that. It's like, get out of here. What are we doing here, people? Seriously, what are we doing here? Because I have no idea what is going on. I'm struggling to wrap my head around why this football club is in such a mess. Well, I got some idea how it's in a mess because the Glazers, Edward Wood, Richard Arnold, and John Murtough literally all need to take responsibility for why the standards has been on the floor instead of being high up to here, yeah? Good evening to you once again, Hayden Cox. Yeah, I don't blame you, mate. Honestly, it's looking real peak for your football club. I'm not going to lie. Until things change, right? It really is looking bleak. I'm sorry to say. But yeah, big up to every single one of you live and locks in this evening. Much appreciated. So let's have a look at some videos, shall we? That'd be a good start, won't it? Look at some videos of Ineos. Just a few reactions. There is no point marking them out of 10. They should get like a -4. Oh, look, we're going to get on to player ratings, and a lot of them are getting tired. A new asshole. Honestly, a new asshole. Because I had enough, honestly. Sick and tired of it, man. A football club I've been supporting for 25 years is being ran by absolute clowns, and yet this board want to keep a manager on who literally is on the road to nowhere. We were bad today, but nowhere near as bad as Man United yesterday. Oh, look, mate, you showed more fight than us. Yeah, I'll go and get my wooden spoon in a minute, honestly. Yeah, it needs to be shown to Ineos, man. It really does. Ineos needs to be shown the wooden spoon because it just goes to show where is our ambition, where is our plan. They hope to win the Premier League title in the next 3 years. I tell you what, we're a long way off winning the Premier League title yet. We got no chance winning the Premier League anytime soon. Absolutely no chance. Yeah, and that wooden spoon is coming out in a minute. But 13th position in the table, Bosch. Good evening to you, Zane. Thank you for joining me this evening. Are you in yourself now that they are saying that they're happy with ETH still? I mean, in some ways, they are trying to make a difference, but they're going about it the wrong way, man, by keeping this manager on. It's like, fucking heck, man. Why? Why? It's like, do you want to progress as a football club? Because by keeping him on, we're not fucking progressing. Dear me. On the last stream, I was so relaxed. So once I started talking about Manchester United, it's like someone's fucking flicks a switch on me. Because how my moods can change just like that. I watched Bournemouth today. They're already clear of United. I know, it's crazy. But Hayden Cox and Mr. Joshy J, why are you both so angry when your team loses? Because we have elite standards. Let's get an narrative right here, people. Let's absolutely have it right here. Like today when I went to football club, I wore the Green Army shirt because I'm not in the mood to wear a Manchester United shirt. Why the fuck should I wear a Manchester United shirt when they put up that sort of performance yesterday? Now it's like, get in the fucking bin. Yeah, honestly, I am seething with Manchester United. And I'm still not fully over the defeat. I'm really not. Because where was the fight? Where was the passion from the players? Let's get the narrative right here. And the tactics from the Bulls Broad were a joke, honestly. But wow, unbelievable, unbelievable. Southampton, they just need that first win of the season just to give them a confidence booster. They started well against Bournemouth, but as soon as they concede, the head seems to drop at Southampton, don't they? I mean, let's get the narrative right here. For some reason, Southampton just let their heads drop, which that is not going to keep you in the Premier League. I'm sorry. It really isn't. So it's something Russell Martin has got to come on top of very quickly. Otherwise, he could be out the door, and it's looking very bleak for Southampton at the end of the day. Let's get the narrative right here. But Ineos keeping this manager on, I mean, my goodness me. You have to question Ineos's standards, don't you? They're having this manager. Bultrald had a game plan that lasted 2 minutes, but top managers, when setbacks happen, try to find different ways. So if we sack Martin and then you sack the Bultrald and appoint Martin, would you be angry? I mean, I do like Russell Martin, and I don't think he would talk so much PR as the bald ruled, but he's not Man United standards, mate. Let's get the narrative right here. If we go for him, that'd be a total disaster. Same as we go for Gareth Southgate, total disaster. Graham Potter, total disaster. I mean, I want a proper elite manager, a serial winner who's won the Premier League and Champions League trophies. But, you bring in a new manager, and at times the same problem is going to remain, isn't it? Because we still got a lot of players here who should have been out the fucking door ages ago. But nope, Manchester United decide to keep these players on. Why? Why do we keep them on for? Because they are a bunch of tossers, honestly. They don't care about that Manchester United badge. I got more pride in that Manchester United badge than a lot of them players out on the pitch. They are an absolute joke and a disgrace. Well, they're going to carry on playing shit. Dock their wages. It's as simple as that. Show no mercy and dock their wages, yeah? Let's have it right here, people. Potter was asked by Sky today if Man United came calling, and he didn't give an answer. But why aren't you wearing a Man United shirt? Like I said earlier, Hayden Cogson, not in the mood, mate, honestly. But Green Army, I'm wearing their shirt because they deserve pride for beating Luton Town. Yes, I know Luton Town aren't doing very well, but that was a huge win for the Green Army. They can have their heads held up high. So can Wayne Rooney. Oh, yeah, he was at Old Trafford yesterday. I wonder what he made out in that shower shite. Because he would not have enjoyed watching that in the VIP box or whatever. I mean, yeah, let's get it right here, people. But, Manchester United, if anyone thinks we are competing for the title anytime soon, absolutely no chance. I'll get on to ratings when I'm ready. I've not finished tearing any off the new arsehole yet. We will get on to ratings, but, have a little patience, yeah? Then we'll do the ratings. Need to tear any off the new arsehole. Because I'm not happy. Not happy at all that they want to keep this manager on. First of all, they said, he's got 2 games to take his job. Now, there's rumours by Sky Source he could be here until the end of the season. I mean, if he's here until the end of the season, forget it. Absolutely forget it, yeah? It just goes to show Ineos have no ambition whatsoever. And oh yeah, Sir Jim, I'll be calling you out in a minute. I'll be getting my wooden spoon on you. Honestly, I will be getting that wooden spoon. You hiring people behind the scenes. Oh, that wooden spoon's coming out on you in a minute. Number 8 as well, when we get onto player ratings, that wooden spoon's coming out on you as well. Like I say, I don't show any mercy whatsoever. I have the balls in the cohesion to call it out. And these mutants who are still commenting on the United stand has lowered the standards of this football club. I mean, some of the comments on there are laughable, honestly, absolutely laughable. You know, we got to take a look at some of them because some of them are laughable, but I've still been replying to them because it's what I do. You know, where one of the comment was, did someone order a band? I mean, that to me is a bit of banter. So I replied back to that one with laughing face emojis because you got to see the funny side of it, haven't you? Did someone order a band? I mean, what are we doing here, people? Yeah, seriously. I bet you never even watched me before, and you immediately went, "Oh, did someone order a bellend?" I mean, it's just crazy. Jim is a prick and cheapskate. I mean, more than likely Hayden Cogs. But yeah, you know, absolutely disgraceful decision at the highest level by this football club. You know, going to keep the ball drilled on until the end of the season. I mean, we're Manchester United Football Club. Where the fuck is the passion and the cohesion? Yeah, it's like there's no passion, there's no cohesion or anything whatsoever. Wow, unbelievable, unbelievable. Lovely cup of tea, decaffeinated cup of tea. Right, just go and get my wooden spoon. That's coming out. Already. Oh, duh. Oh, fuck's sake. Get gripping that wooden spoon. Fucking heck, man. Dear me, not sustainable. Sir Jim, you are an absolute disgrace, yeah? An absolute disgrace. Hiring these people behind the scenes. Some of them have been in a job for years and years. Yeah, you want to make cutback to these staffs, yeah? But you want to keep a manager on who is literally fucking clueless. Let's get the narrative right here. You literally want to keep him on, yeah? What are we doing here? Seriously, an absolute disgrace. You should be ashamed yourself, honestly. Absolutely shame. Oh, just touch the phone. I mean, fucking heck, man, this football club. I'm sick and tired of it, man, honestly. How about going and support another football club then, Mr. Joshy J? Fuck off, get in the bin, yeah? Seriously, get in the bin. And the Basara. Bate Amiu Ia de Puta. If anyone says go and support another football club, it needs to get in the bin. Seriously. Because I am sick and tired of it now, honestly. This is not funny anymore. A fan for 25 years, and this football club is just an absolute disgrace, honestly. Absolutely pathetic. But it sums this football club up in a nutshell sometimes. It's like we don't have any idea what we're doing here. I mean, it's stupid, man. Because I'd love to know what direction we're going. Because I, for sure, do not know what direction we're going in if we keep this manager on. If we get Gareth Southgate, then we're finished as an elite football club. Say get Russell Martin, we are finished as an elite football club. If we get Graham Potter, we are finished as an elite football club. So there's no excuses, honestly. It's time for action immediately. Honestly, time for action. Time to step it up to the task, yeah? Dear me. But you're only getting angry for your own PR. There's no PR on this channel, Hayden Cox. This is pure passion. This is real life, yeah? Literally, what I saw yesterday was a disgrace. And Enios wanted to keep this manager on has absolutely triggered me. See, when I'm on my football channel, I'm all chilled out on that. But once I start talking about Manchester United, I just go into full rage mode. It's because Manchester United are my favourite, and I'm not liking the situation they're in. It hurts me. It hurts me inside, man. It really does. But I will carry on landing the minerals at my football club. I will carry on saying it how it is. I'm not changing anytime soon, honestly. I'm going to carry on pushing out the narrative. If you like it, great. If not, then cry. I don't care. It's as simple as that. Because at the end of the day, I just want what's best for my football club. And I know for sure the best thing to do is get him out. Get him out of here, man. But just calm down, you mutant. The game was yesterday. Just get over it. And like I said, I'm not fully over it. I'm really not. It's just, because there's no fight, no passion on their players. It's like clueless, absolutely fucking clueless. Yeah. But anyway, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I'm going to carry on calling it out because I hold my football club accountable. Like I held number 8 accountable. Yes, you can argue and say that he is unlucky in that because he slips, but the referee still had to give a red card. So I held him accountable because he's part of the reason why we lost the game yesterday. So I hold number 8 accountable, yeah? But 13th place isn't that bad. You aren't in the relegation zone. But 13th is not Man United Football Club's standards. Let's get the narrative right here. Let's absolutely have it right here, people. This is not Man United Football Club's standards. There is some news, Mainu injury from Fabrizio Romano. Can't believe ETH subbed off Mainu off. Apparently, he went off injured, but I don't know how true it is. Multiple sources said he actually picked up a knock. So whether he did it as a precaution or he did it as a tactical substitution, I have no idea. But the way he went down the tunnel, yeah, I think he was injured because the way he walks down the tunnel and that. Minerals FC. Panandez is a disgrace. Even Southgate better than ETH. Get out of here. What's Southgate better than ETH? Oh my goodness me. I just couldn't even imagine him managing Manchester United. I mean, if he gets a job, we are finished. Maybe Hayden Cox, maybe it's PR. Who knows? Who knows? But the way he went down the tunnel was not a good sign for me. But I hope he's okay. I really do, because At least he plays that badge, but he's not had a very good season himself so far. But I do worry for him that he is falling victim with the ball ruled. Why is it these fans want a manager in still who literally is a bully towards other players? It's just like, why? Where are your standards? Seriously, where are they? Because to me, this is nowhere near acceptable, nowhere near sustainable. Wanting a manager to stay who is an absolute bully. Honestly, I might have to have a sleep pill before going to bed tonight, as our performance today is going to keep me up all night. Ha ha ha. Oh, you won't be over that defeat, mate, for a couple of days yet, honestly. It's just like, yeah, yesterday with Manchester United, I was mega seeing when even I was hissing on my match reaction, and I never usually hiss, so you can tell how seething I was. Maino is vital because without him, you have no balance. Facts, absolute facts. I agree, Hugh Emeralds FC. You know, he is vital. And he plays that Manchester United badge as well. You saw how angry I was after the full time today. Oh, mate. Honestly, you were fucking seething. Like I was yesterday. Like, I sent you a video clip where I literally put my two middle fingers up like that and went, fuck off. Because that is how angry my team made me yesterday. And like I said, I didn't even watch the last 10 minutes of the game. Why should I watch the last 10 minutes of the game when them players have shown absolutely no fight whatsoever? And I was already seething as it was. So I was thinking, nah, I'm not watching the last 10 minutes. But then you're not a true fan, Mr. Joshy J. If you stop watching the game, oh, get in the bin, yeah. Seriously, get in the bin. I've been supporting this football club for 25 years. And when was the last time I stopped watching a game of football? I mean, I can't recall, but that was embarrassing. And if I was at the stadium yesterday and I lived very close to Old Trafford, I am going home after 60 minutes. Honestly, I would be out of the stadium faster before you say, but. But then you're not a true fan if you pay all that money to only leave early, Mr. Joshy J. It's my decision. If I left in here in the ground, it's my own decision if I stay to the end or go home early. What other business is it of others? And have you ever considered their mental health? How it may affect their mental health watching that shower of shite yesterday? Did you boo at half time? I did a silent boo, mate. I didn't went boo. I just went boo like that because I didn't have the energy. That's how seething I was. Johnson is mid, but he's better than Brushy 21 Nacho. Yes, Lewis. Somehow it's right. Am I seeing that video title right? His job is safe. Yes, it is. I mean, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, I know you rate 21. Look, with 21, yeah, he tries, he puts in the work rate, but I still don't think he's quite Man United standards. But that's just my opinion. As a neutral, mate, you're well and truly entitled to your own opinion. You really are. But, you know, me as a fan, I just have to say it how it is. I personally don't think he's United standards, but he tries his best. But can he do better? Much better. Of course he can. There's always room for improvement with players. Like, look at Sirski. He's not set the world on fire, has he? But I'm pretty sure if he adapts and that, he may be okay. But should have started Rasmus Højlund yesterday. Then maybe we may got a goal or two. But Starting Sirski against Tottenham was literally, oh my goodness, trying to go on with suits a team like West Ham, maybe. I agree, yeah. One goal at Old Trafford this season. Yeah, Kosurski, not good enough. Absolutely not good enough. When you are forward, yeah, you need to be scoring many, 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 many more goals. And Diego Dalot, he's not a left back. Why in the fucking heck are we playing him in the left back position when he's a right back? Mascherari, you see, he's a right back, so you have to play Mascherari right back. You score a lot, mate. Oh yeah, I tell you what. Half the time, I'm more clinical than the Man United players. Like, let's get the narrative right here. But Manchester United. I mean, oh my goodness sake, how much more worse can it get for Manchester United before it starts to get better? I think Ineos have absolutely shot themselves in the foot here. If it all goes south, they have to take it on the chin and they need to be held accountable because that's saying accountability is the best ability. And no doubt about it, Ineos, so far in their ownership, the biggest mistake they've made so far is keeping this manager on. Corner owned Mascherari. Look, Mascherari, that was his worst performance in the Manchester United shirt so far. Absolutely worst performance by a country mile. But let's get some reaction to see what others are saying about the ball ruled, shall we? Let's react to it. Who's reacted on YouTube? Oh, for fuck's sake, iPad. Trying to go back to my main channel. Here we go. So, like, oh, here we go. Let's have a look at this brown envelope. Rory Lemons. Dear me, what a brown envelope he is. A so called Chelsea fan, but more like an Arsenal fan. So, no doubt about it, he's going to be bantering us, isn't he? Oh, we're going to have to check this out. Of course, he's on Talk Sport as well. Dear me, what are we doing here? Seriously, anyone who goes on Talk Sport are brown envelopes. He had one message to the players about yesterday's scorements. What would you say to them? Be brave and don't hold back, right? Hold on, let's see. I would say that's an absolute disgrace, yeah? Where's the fucking fight? There's no passion, no aggression, no drive. Absolutely sort it out or fuck off home. It's as simple as that if I was in that changing room. Manchester United. A dismal result in their managerial performance. Hang on. It's going to be the end of the but the news is broken today that Eric Ten Hag is safe, at least for the 14th. I honestly can't believe it. His record is so blatantly sackable. He's been there for 3 years. So many of the mistakes are his, and yesterday there was a microcosm of one moment that made me realise that Eric Ten Hag needed to lose his job. If you think back to that Tottenham game, Manchester United was second best throughout, but there was one moment that happened very early in the game that demonstrates Eric Ten Hag's inability to rejuvenate his team and learn from his mistakes. Off the back of Manchester United playing FC Twente at home, Eric Ten Hag said these words regarding a goal that his team conceded. He said, "We can't allow a situation where the right back is dribbling past the whole midfield and isn't stopped, because that is exactly what happened when that Van Ruiz, who plays right." Well, why haven't you addressed it then? Seriously, why is it not being addressed then? Anyone tell me? What are we doing here? Back for Twente, ran straight through the Manchester United defence. He drove a dagger through the heart of that Manchester United midfield into the defence and ultimately caused the situation, caused enough chaos for FC Twente to equalise. Van Ruiz was robust, he was keen, he was hungry and he wanted it.
the Manchester United midfield and defence were pitiful. And Ten Hag was furious, rightly so. And he said that we cannot allow that to ever happen again. Guess what happened? Mickey van der Ven picks the ball up and goes for the jugular of Manchester United. And yet again, he succeeds. Pathetic, half-hearted attempts to stop Van der Ven's run. De Ligt, Bruno Fernandes, Mazraoui, nobody did anything to actually stop the progress of Van der Ven's run. And as a result, Brennan Johnson is left with an open goal. History repeating itself. The exact same mistake that was made at Old Trafford a few hours earlier. Quite simply, it cannot be that easy. But it is. Erik ten Hag's record is atrocious. And this season was supposed to be so different. But it is going from bad to worse. United's 3-0 win against Southampton is the only time that they have got on the score sheet in their last 4 Premier League games. Only Southampton, who currently sit 19th in the Premier League, have scored less goals than Manchester United. Wolves, by the way, Gary O'Neill's Wolves, who are currently rock bottom of the Premier League.
I mean, that should be a sackable offence, to be honest. That, literally, we scored around the same amount of goals as Southampton. What are we doing here, people? Seriously, what are we doing? What are Ineos doing?
Scored one more goal than Erik ten Hag's Manchester United. So it's fair to say that Manchester United are really struggling to score goals. Now should we focus on how they defend them? They concede goals galore. They have conceded at least 3 goals in the same game in 8 of their last 29 matches. But we've known this for a while. We've known that Ten Hag is rejigging his team. We've known that he is a work in progress. We've known that he has had difficult things to deal with, but it felt like it was over.
Work in progress. What progress? Yeah? Literally, what progress is there at Manchester United? I mean, I'm yet to see it. I mean, but that's fine, Hayden Cox. If you like him, that's fine. But, I can see why a lot of Chelsea fans don't like him, because he talks out Arsenal a lot.
In that result against Tottenham, it felt like closure, the overture. The fat lady has indeed sung. Just before we go any further, can I please ask you a massive favour? Just click that subscriber button for me. If you are not subscribed, it really does help me out, and it would be my honour to welcome you into this community. Thank you so much. You get that in football, don't you? You get those final results when you know that manager's life is over. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was manager of Manchester United, he went to Vicarage Road, he got battered, and we knew that it was over. Similarly, when Andre Villas-Boas was Chelsea manager, we went away to Napoli, we got battered over there, and we knew that Andre Villas-Boas' time at Chelsea was over. When Antonio Conte went wild off the back of Tottenham drawing 3-3 with Southampton, again, we knew it was over. And the result at Old Trafford against Tottenham for Manchester United should have been Erik ten Hag's final farewell. It was so clear that it was over. But the board have decided to persevere for some more time and give Erik ten Hag another chance. 2 key games coming up. Manchester United play Porto and Aston Villa this week, but it almost feels pointless to me, because even 2 wins in those games, which I don't think they'll get, by the way, but even if they were to beat Porto and then beat Aston Villa, it would still feel like they're papering over the cracks, because everything is changing. The fans were booing at Old Trafford. I've seen the fallout online. Even Gary Neville has been cutting about Erik ten Hag off the back of that Tottenham performance. But one of Neville's comments is really worthy of our exploration, and it is so much more revealing than anything else that you will hear or read. Neville said that Erik ten Hag was out of his depth. Now, bear with me on this, but I think this is about as cutting a comment.
Gary Neville is spot on, absolutely spot on. The ball trawled is absolutely out of his depth. He's been here for 3 years and he still doesn't know what his best team is and that. Get out of here. What are we doing here?
As he could make. Ten Hag is out of his depth. Not Ten Hag got the team selection wrong. Not Ten Hag was tactically outthought by Ange Postecoglou. No comment about the sending off of Bruno Fernandes. Quite strictly, a comment aimed at Erik ten Hag. Him being out of his depth. And the reason why that is so severe is because if Gary Neville were to say that the team selection was wrong, that can be tweaked. If he were to say that Ange Postecoglou outthought him in the tactical battle, again, he could equalise that. He could improve. And if nothing else, he won't have to face Postecoglou for a long time. He didn't deflect about Bruno Fernandes' harsh sending off. He simply said that he was out of his depth. Now, that is an attack on the man. It doesn't allow for things to change. It doesn't allow for him to grow. And crucially, it doesn't suggest that it's a one-off. If you are out of your depth today, you are out of your depth tomorrow.
Bloody anger.
You're out of your depth next week. It's irreparable. So you combine Neville's comments with the Stretford End booing, with the fallout online, with the woeful performance, with Tottenham battering them 3-0, it would suggest that Ten Hag's days at Manchester United are over. But they are not. Because despite the uncertainty, despite the question marks about Erik Ten Hag's future, the hierarchy at Manchester United are still backing him. And that is crazy. It's crazy because everything was supposed to be so different this year. Ten Hag has been in the job for a long time. He's found his rhythm. He's found his formula. And that FA Cup win was supposed to be symbolic. Beating Man City in the way that they did was supposed to be the sea change. Manchester United were going to be redefined off the back of that statement victory. There were new owners coming into the club with a feel-good factor and a vision that was so much more adventurous than what the Glazers had done before them. New players had arrived, new directors had arrived. Erik Ten Hag himself had some new personnel on his staff. But everything has stayed the same. I'm going to have to talk French now. Plus ça change, plus ça la même chose. The more things change, the more things stay the same. And the proof that they are staying the same is that we have been here in this very moment really recently. United got battered at home 3-0 barely a month ago by Liverpool. And that was Ten Hag versus Slot. Ten Hag in his third season. The project developing. And Arne Slot in his third Premier League game. And yet still, Manchester United got battered. The warning signs have been there for ages. And look at the facts. They failed to score in 3 of their last 4 Premier League games. I mean, they are 12th in the league. And they are already 6 points off the Champions League spots after 6 games. And yet, despite all that, there are no plans for immediate change. So, Erik Ten Hag needs to find some victories. He must. This is really simple. He must win his next 2 games. They're travelling to Portugal to play Porto in the Europa League, and they have to win that game. They then have to beat Aston Villa on the weekend. But looking at Manchester United at the moment, they're not going to win either of these games. They're certainly not going to go to Porto and win. Ten Hag's record in Europe is despicable. He has won just 1 of his last 9 European matches in charge of Manchester United. That in itself is sackable for a club with the proud history in Europe of Manchester United to have won 1 game out of 9 against some very beatable opposition as well. So how on earth can we envisage a world where he is going to travel to Porto off the back of that Tottenham game and win? He's going to have to. And the crazy thing about all this is Erik Ten Hag has been backed. Even this summer, he has been backed. His men have been signed, and it's his men that are costing Manchester United points. Manchester United's spending this summer took Ten Hag's total spending at the club to over £600 million. And all of the players that they've signed in the summer, none of them look particularly good. Ugarte looked terrible. De Ligt looked out of his depth. Mazraoui doesn't look capable. Xerxes was massively on the periphery. And Lenny Yoro is just injured. You then combine it with some of the other signings. Casemiro, do you remember when he landed? He said that he was going to solve that problem for Manchester United. He didn't. Ugarte is now the answer, but he doesn't really feel like the correct solution either. And Paris Saint-Germain must be laughing their socks off at the prospect of getting 50 million quid for him. Højlund. You know, I've registered my doubts about Rasmus Højlund a long time ago, and I certainly haven't changed that perception. But I think it's so clear, crystal clear, that nothing at Manchester United is going to improve if Erik Ten Hag is the manager, particularly considering that Ruud van Nistelrooy is waiting in the wings. You know, United have got themselves into a tricky situation because they spoke to half a dozen managers in the summer and decided to persevere with Ten Hag. So presumably, the managers that they interviewed, they decided Ten Hag was the best. They spoke to De Zerbi, they spoke to Tuchel, they spoke to Thomas Frank, they spoke to Marco Silva, and they deduced that having spoken to all of those managers, Ten Hag was the best. So presumably, they can't go and speak to those managers again, which means it has to be someone else. I don't see how it isn't Ruud van Nistelrooy, because surely.
See, I don't understand how you can literally keep a manager on who has no idea about the team, where to play players, etc. And these records are absolutely shocking. But yet, Ineos are happy with his manager. Why? What are you happy in his manager for? I'm banging my head against the wall here, trying to work out the logic in it, because I can't fucking work out the logic in it whatsoever. To me, it makes no sense. It's like we're on a sinking ship. We're on a slippery slope to nowhere. Let's get the narrative right here. A slippery slope to nowhere. But yet, this football club is happy with its manager. Wow, unbelievable, unbelievable. I just don't understand it, man. What a disgrace. A joke and a disgrace. And I am absolutely seething about it at the highest level. It's like this football club do not have the minerals and the cohesion. It's as simple as that in the end of the day, yeah? No minerals, no cohesion. Hang on, let's put my phone on charge. Where's my charger? Here it is. Here it is. Oh, no, great. Stuck underneath my boot. Going well, isn't it, lads? Right. Let's have a look. Anyway. But, yeah. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But let's see what the United Stand have been saying.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the United Stands Up.
Let's listen to what Mark Goldfish has been saying, shall we?
And this is your latest Manchester United news. And is it the end of Erik ten Hag? We've got breaking news. We've got reaction. But first of all, how are you? How are you all feeling this morning? Because I think that whatever...
Seaman still. Absolutely seaman. Yeah, real talk, I am.
You have, I don't think there's any Man United fan out there that's waking up this morning or going to bed last night with a happy mood. It's a horrible place. It's a toxic place. But personally, how are you? Because that's the most important thing, because it does impact all of our mental health, whether we acknowledge it or not. And I suppose the big question is it going to change no matter what path we walk down? We can talk about that. But the breaking news coming out of Manchester United, get your comments in as always, is that, and it's coming from, look, first of all, I was active on Twitter last night. I don't normally, after a bad game, I normally just disappear and just leave it and watch the Bake Off and have a glass of wine, which I did, but I was still on my phone. And I did say last night that regardless of what I think or you think or anybody thinks, that a decision has to be made, and it has to be made very, very quickly. If they are going to sack Ten Hag, as I said last night, I would do it this morning. If we're going to do it, do it. It's a bit like, you've got an infection on your leg. You're going to have it chopped off at one point. Just do it. It's going to be painful. We're going to be hopping around for a bit. Let's just do it, because the longer we leave it, it might have spread further up the body. So I would just do whatever Ineos are going to do quick. And what I meant by that was you sack him this morning or you back him this morning. And to be fair to Ineos, they have acted. They've backed him because they've spoken to the Athletic, they've spoken to the Telegraph, the BBC. The credible journalists that they leak to when they want to put a message out have been leaked to. And so this, we'll just pick one of them, but it's Telegraph and it's James Ducker. Breaking news: Erik ten Hag is expected to remain in charge of Manchester United's games against Porto and Aston Villa this week, amid growing pressure on the beleaguered manager. Now that's breaking news. We'll talk about that. But the things I want to get into this morning is I want to talk about how, is there a quick fix? Is there a quick fix? What comes next? Because I've gone through the entire Man United squad at the moment, and I'm massively concerned about improvement regardless of Ten Hag.
I think whoever comes in, to be honest, is going to have one heck and a massive job to get the standards back on track, yeah? To make sure the standards are back up to here instead of being down here on the floor. We need to get rid of the deadwood. That's what we got to do, because the deadwood is absolutely holding this football club back. Let's get the narrative right here, people. That is absolutely disgraceful and embarrassing. So, yeah, I say Let's get rid of the Deadwood. But you beat Barnsley 7-0. I mean, it was so easy, though, because, their defending was so poor. And they literally have the worst defence in League One. So it's nothing to get giddy about whatsoever. And I was probably the only one on YouTube, to be honest, who was so calm and relaxed about the win. Others would have been absolutely buzzing, but not me. I was just calm and cautious.
Staying all going. I'm actually quite scared. We'll go through that. I also want to talk about the just the pressure that exists in Manchester United, and it's not Manchester. I've heard Man United fans being called out this morning for pressure on players. It's almost impossible to perform because of the pressure. And I thought, hold on a minute, whose fault is it that there's pressure at Man United? We all want to win league titles, and we all celebrate the Busby Babes and the Class of '92 and people like Cantona because they achieved at Man United. And now we're going to get criticised as fans for putting pressure on players because of who we are. It's not Man United fans. What about the media who never shut up about Man United even when we ask them to? What about 10 years of failure because of bad ownership? With every bad year, the pressure builds. And it is a pressure cooker. And who can succeed in that, I suppose, is a good point. But I don't think fans should take the blame for standards. I really, really don't. Also want to talk about, what is improvement? What is improvement from this point? Because I think we can all scream and shout and let it all out. But what is improvement? Like, okay, we're listening. What is it you're going to do after Ten Hag? Or what is it you're going to do if you keep Ten Hag? And I want to get into a few other bits as well. But let's hit topical because it is a news show. I think that Razzle, the YouTube Music app, has ad-free playlists just for you.
Right, so I think I pretty much said everything what is being said. Let's have a look at what Sky Sports been saying, shall we? Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm not saying he's all that bad, Hayden Cox. He does talk some sense, definitely. I just want to get Sky Sports' point of view.
Go on. Can go on. Eric Ten Hag, great survivor. He's been the United manager, I think, for 2 full seasons. I think he's lost something like 30, 34 games, and he's still got his job. I think the main reason he's got his job is because he won 2 trophies. They weren't the main trophies, the title for the European Cup, but he won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Well, I think that is the reason why he's still got a job. And he's survived some really shocking performances and results. The infamous losing 7-0 to Liverpool at Anfield. He survived that. Just 4 days later, they beat Real Betis 4-1. So I think in the short term, United are backing him. But if United keep playing the way they did against Spurs yesterday, because to my eyes, it didn't really look like, especially in the first half, that the players were playing for the manager. Unless he sorts that out, then he knows himself that he's under pressure and he's under serious pressure of losing his job, because performances like that are totally unacceptable.
Right. You just said to me, kept his job because he won the FA Cup final.
Of course they're unacceptable. We're fucking Manchester United Football Club. Of course the performances are unacceptable. Nowhere near as sustainable than the standards of Man United Football Club. But what's the emergency? It's my emergency, okay? Because this needs to be spoken about. You say that it's not sustainable keeping the ball trolled on this manager.
A Manchester City side. Do questions not need to be asked from the football hierarchy, they've kept him in a job, given how dreadful United were last season, on the basis of one game of football.
Well, I think what Ineos would say is that it wasn't on the basis of one game. They would say that, okay, it was a very disappointing season. We finished 8th, but we won the FA Cup. After the FA Cup, we carried out a review. And during that review, we decided that Eric Ten Hag was the best man for the job and he was going to get a contract extension. Of course, depending on who you speak to, there's the other side to the story. And the other side to the story is that they went out and spoke to lots of different candidates. Everybody knows who they are. I don't need to go through all the names. And for whatever reason, they couldn't agree a deal with one of the other candidates. So they went back to Eric Ten Hag. They went out, flew to Ibiza, interrupted his summer holiday, sat down, spoke with him and said, Eric, you know what? Actually, you are the man. This is the plan for the future. We're going to make some changes. You're going to get some new assistant managers. We're going to give you more money to spend in the summer. There was going to be a reboot. Now, 7 games into the season, the reboot doesn't appear to be working. But to be fair to Ineos, I don't think they judged Eric Ten Hag on just that FA Cup final win against City.
Right, but they did go and speak to a local.
Of course they did. Of course they judged it on the FA Cup win. Because literally we made the decision to sack him. But because we won the FA Cup, we decided to give him the contract extension. Let's get the narrative right here, people, yeah? I mean, dear me, what a disgrace, man.
With other managers, as you've just said, does that mean they have actually missed out on some viable options?
Well, who are they speaking to in the summer? Who they're considering? Okay, Thomas Tuchel is still available. Mauricio Pochettino has got a job now. Roberto De Zerbi has got a job now. Thomas Frank is still at Brentford. The one name they were linked with in the summer who's now available, who wasn't then, is Gareth Southgate. We know he's got close links with Dan Ashworth. He's got close links with Dave Brailsford as well. I think it would be a
But
big
why
story
are
if
you
he
never
was
positive?
United manager. I'm not sure.
I am realistic about my football club. I've been supporting them for 25 years. And I know my football club is in a mess.
Ten Hag's future when he's still got a job. Normally, we don't like talking about managers' future and speculating on whether they're going to keep their job or lose the job. But I think in this instance, it's a little bit different because Eric Ten Hag himself, in the summer, he sat down with the Dutch broadcaster and said, I am well aware of the fact that United have been speaking to other managers. It's not the done thing in the Netherlands, but it appears to be in England. They've gone out and spoken to other coaches when they already have a coach. So we know that United was speaking to other potential replacements in the summer. And of course, if this run continues, like all big clubs, they have a succession plan in place. They will be prepared for the eventuality that Eric Ten Hag could leave. But I just want to finish off by making the point. Eric Ten Hag is the great survivor. We've been here with him before. He's been in the spotlight. Everyone's talking about his future. Everyone's saying it's unacceptable. This can't go on. But every time, somehow, he seems to get a few results or performances out of the players. And this saga continues.
Does indeed. Kaveh Solokol, our chief reporter. Thank you.
Not sustainable, man. What are we doing here? Seriously, real talk, what are we doing? Southgate is odds favourites to take over. I mean, if we get him, what an absolute disgrace. Honestly, an absolute disgrace, man. That'd just be embarrassing. That'd be insult to injury. Honestly, wow. Unbelievable, unbelievable. But here we go. Let's see what Adam McCullough has been saying. He's a Man United fan. He's another one who I followed for a little while now. What's an ad? We'll just carry on this nap play.
Yes, people.
There we go.
Back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. So no, that really did happen. You did not dream it. Manchester United was spanked at Old Trafford by Tottenham, and it could have been worse. It compounds a miserable start to the season where in 8 games, Manchester United have only managed to beat Fulham, Southampton, and Barnsley. We have dropped so many points, I've already lost count, and we have suffered back-to-back defeats at home without scoring. Yes, 6-0 on aggregate in the last 2 home games in the Premier League. 3-0 against Liverpool, 3-0 against Tottenham, dropping points in the Europa League. It's not looking good right now. And will Eric Ten Hag survive the year? Forget the year. Will he survive the week? Will he survive until after the international break? That's how it's looking right now. It feels like Eric Ten Hag is on the edge. And I spoke on Stretford Paddock yesterday how it felt like, I don't know, remember Ole Gunnar Solskjaer against Everton? I think it was Everton. Or Jose Mourinho against Sevilla? Definitely against Sevilla. It feels like that game where the moment changed, where everything turned, where the final nail was basically put in the coffin and just waiting to be hammered in. Because that's how it felt. It felt like a significant, not only a result, but a performance yesterday against Tottenham Hotspur. It was real bad. And we'll be getting stuck into the headlines, the latest on whether Eric Ten Hag will see out the week and how long the current board will back him. Because obviously in the summer, we had all the negotiations, the discussions about whether he was going to be kept in charge. I was all for it. You know, even before the FA Cup final, I didn't base my decision off the FA Cup final win because I thought, you know, you shouldn't base it off 90 minutes or 120 minutes or whatever it turns out to be in the final. You should base it on what's gone on before. And I thought because of the injuries last season, and then obviously the back-to-back trophies as well, the 3rd place finish in his first season. And I think the injuries that we'd suffered and the fact that he was about to get, you know, a club with a board above it that were all the right people in the right places. And you kind of wanted to see how he would get on with that network and that structure. And look, maybe some people would say he still needs time to prove it under that structure. And I think that's their point of view. That's their perspective.
Time for what? Time for what? Yeah? Oh yeah, time for failure. Because that's what you're rewarding, failure, by keeping this manager on. What's your message to Enios, mate? Get ruthless, get rid of this manager, and get ruthless if you're serious about winning the Premier League in the next 3 years. Let's get the narrative right here.
Maybe at the moment, although that may be a tentative one, but it's not looking good. It's really not looking good. At the start of the season, when you expect to have optimism, hope, and you looked at the first couple of fixtures and the results, like we beat Fulham, decent result, you know, could have been more goals for Manchester United. Brighton, you know, I thought it was a decent performance. A little bit unlucky with the Xerxes Garnacho incident where the goal that could potentially be a winner was ruled out. But that happens. You then go on to lose the game. I thought the Liverpool game, I thought there were spells in that game, especially the first 30 minutes where we looked good, but ultimately weren't good enough. Got beat quite comfortably off Liverpool. A lot of individual mistakes. The Crystal Palace game, I thought that was our best performance of the season. Plenty of big chances, missed them all. But there's been no game where we've had both performance and a result, really. Not for 90 minutes anyway. And this is a team 3 years in.
This is one thing we struggle with is we play good one half and then shit in another half. It's like, why can we not get the right balance and the right consistency? This is what I don't fucking understand, honestly. It's just not sustainable. It really isn't. Would you take finishing 7th or 8th and getting in the Europa Conference? I mean, Conference League would be shit for Manchester United standards. I'd rather have the Europa League or the Champions League. I know what one I want, the Champions League, where you're playing the elite teams and that, where all the money comes in and that. But yeah, if not the Champions League, then the Europa League.
Now, again, you could kind of say it's still very early in the season. He needs time to gel all these players together, all those kind of things. But there just doesn't look to be any joined up thinking. You looked at that team against Tottenham and it couldn't pass. It was disjointed, disorganised. In transitions, really, really poor. You played into Tottenham's hands. And this is a Tottenham, everyone knows how they set up. So what the hell are we doing? I'm not saying go defensive by any means necessary, but play a certain way so that, you're keeping it tight when they do commit bodies forward, but also you're getting bodies forward yourself. And it was just a basketball game from start to finish. The manager is apparently a huge fan of FC20, so I'm sure he watches them quite a lot. It didn't look like it when we played against them. Surely as a manager, you know their strengths, you know their weaknesses, you watch them a lot, you're a fan of the club. It didn't look like it. Too many tactical
See, that is what I do not agree with. A manager coming out saying, "Oh, I'm a fan of this football club because I used to manage them, this and that." Literally, that should be kept behind closed doors. Let's get the narrative right here, people, yeah? I mean, there's no need to discuss it. What are we doing here?
decisions are being made, and they're not to get the best out of the team. And United are really, really suffering right now. It does feel like that tide has turned, and it feels like Ten Hag's time is pretty much up. It's a shame, but I'd love to. I'd love to see him turn it around. I'd really love to see him turn it around, but it just doesn't feel like it. Especially when you look at the next couple of fixtures: Porto away, Aston Villa away. I don't see us getting anything out of either of those games. You might go to Porto, scab a draw. We're not beating Villa. Villa are a team. Villa are a unit. Villa are a well-organised team by their manager, Unai Emery, who's had less than Ten Hag in the job and took over a team that were 18th in the league. People keep saying, it's the same group of players that get managers sacked. The players changed pretty much all the time with most sets of managers. Maybe there was a few where there was a little bit of a crossover. But this is a whole new bunch of players. These are mainly his players. The Telegraph, James Docker says, Eric Ten Hag will remain in charge for the Porto and Aston Villa games. Focus remains on supporting the manager, his staff and players. But little doubt pressure is building. A big week for the MUFC manager. It is a big week. Even if we were to win both games, we beat Villa away last season. I mean, it's doable. I don't see it being... It's got to that point, which is quite depressing. I've woken up in a stinking mood this Monday. A stinking mood. Check out this first stat.
I was shell shocked, to be honest, how we won at Heather Park last season. That's unbelievable. I am mega singing with my football club. I don't blame you, Hayden Cox. I mean, that's nowhere near sustainable, was it, by Southampton Football Club? I mean, let's get the narrative right here, people. Let's absolutely have it right. But, oh, wow, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Tweeted by Colin Miller. This was the 25th time Manchester United have conceded 3 goals or more under Eric Ten Hag. 25th time. He hasn't managed us for 10 seasons. He's managed us for 2 and a month. Tweeted by Steve Bannister. Points in their last 15 Premier League games. Everton 21. Man United 19. Let that sink in. Everton, who have looked abysmal, haven't won any of didn't win any of their games. I know they beat Palace recently, but they didn't win any of their first 4 or 5 games. They've got 2 more points than us in the last 15 Premier League games. 45 available, by the way. We've got just over a third of the points available. Quite frankly, not good enough. Stinks. And as I said earlier, Man United have now lost consecutive Premier League matches without scoring a goal at Old Trafford. The last time that happened, the manager, whom was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the time, was sacked. And it does feel like we're heading towards that. The only problem is we could be sleepwalking towards Gareth Southgate being Man United manager. Oh, disgusting. Anyway.
Absolutely agree with you, Adam. That would be a disgrace, mate. If we get Gareth Southgate, we are finished. Finished as an elite football club. Let's get everything right here, people. But anyway, I am going to get on with the player ratings now. Yep, let's do it. Player ratings. Time to turn these players a new asshole. I am steaming, absolutely steaming with them. But you should back Southgate. No way. No way am I backing him. He's an absolute fraud and a disgrace, honestly. Absolute disgrace. Right, let's get on with the player ratings now. So, yeah. Now, if you're new to my player rating videos, what I do is I give the starting 11 a rating, the substitutes a rating, the ball ruled a rating for his team selection, and the team a rating for their performances during the whole game. Now, if you like my ratings, great. If not, then I'm not bothered one bit because I am back for the next game against FC Porto in the UEFA Europa League. So, right, let's get started with Andre Nana. Andre Nana, I'm going to give him. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Oh, yeah. Bastard. Bastard. Stay stood up. Not sustainable. Dear me. Motherfucker. There we go. Stay. Good boy. But yeah, anyway, let's get started with Andre Nana. Sorry about that. My phone decided to fucking drop out of position. Not sustainable. But he got England to two finals. And what? And what? Yeah? Did he get over the line? No, he didn't. So, not good enough. But yeah, Andre Nana, I'm going to give him a 7. Because yesterday, he is the only one who can take some credit with his head held up high. He made a couple great saves and that. A lot of United fans are blaming him for the second goal, what he let in against Tottenham. It's not his fault. Because where was the defence? Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. So I don't get why so many fans are blaming him for the second goal what went in. It's nowhere near sustainable. The third goal, look, that was too easy for Tottenham. And the first goal. But the second goal, you cannot blame him because he didn't have defenders around him. Onana kept the score down. Thanks, Hayden Cox. He did, mate. Honestly. Yeah, so 7, and I'm going to give him man of the match. He's the only one who can take credit. The rest of the starting 11, Mainu, he went off injured, so I'm not going to give him a rating. The captain, number 8. Oh my goodness me. Number 8, you are having a shameful season, mate, an absolute disgraceful season. So your rating is 0. Absolutely 0. Yes, people can say, oh, the way he lunged in and that was harsh. Yes, he may have slipped, but he still lunged in and got nowhere near the ball and touched the player. So to me, the referee had no option but to send him off. Why don't you hold number 8 accountable, yeah? Instead of trying to blame the ref and that. Number 8 had to be sent off. There is no other option. And the rest of the remaining starting 11, 0. Absolutely 0. And I'm not even going to mention their names because, like I said, the remaining starting 11, 0. And the subs as well, I'm not even going to give them a rating. Ball ruled for the team selection. I mean, it's got to be a 5 out of 10, hasn't it? I mean, the starting lineup. Diego Dalot playing left back. He's not a left back. What are we doing here? Yeah? And why did you start Sirski instead of Hoyland? Hoyland literally can score more goals than Sirski. We're fucking having him on the bench. What are we doing here? And the team for their performance. I mean, Andre Onana did a good job to reduce the damage, but the team's rating is to take things into account and consideration. Wait for this. It's not 0. -1. Yes, the team -1. What the fuck was that? Seriously, what on earth was that? But like I say, if you like these ratings, great. Not then, I'm not bothered one bit because I am back for the FC Porto game anyway, with a preview on tomorrow or Wednesday. Then Thursday, match reaction. Thursday, emergency meeting. Then Friday, player ratings. Then Saturday, a preview for the Aston Villa game. Sunday, match reaction. And then Monday, player ratings as well. Plenty of Manchester United content to come on this YouTube channel. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers it all tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. Big up to every single one of you who's been live and locked in this evening. Big up to Hayden Cox. Big up to Daniel Knight 14. Big up to Zane. And big up to, who was it right in the top? Oh yeah, right in the top. Here we go. The Fun Football Chef. And big up to Gaz Elliott as well. Legends. All you are legends. Thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.